Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the room this first Thursday in the month of October. Hope all is well. Um, I just wanted to jump on tonight. In this first of all, welcome to October. I hope October is doing you great so far. Go ahead and like, love, and share this. As I always say every week, you really don't want to miss this. And so, I wanted to jump on tonight to talk about some things that we talk about in the room. Yes, thank you for tagging. Go ahead and tag people, like, love, share. All the things that we normally do in the space called the room, the place where we talk about what happens in the rooms of life, right? So, first of all, I wanna start by saying good evening again. But y'all, I was sitting here thinking before I click live, right? And you know how we talk about and complain about life, and we complain about things that happen in life, and we complain about, Lord, if I could only do this, and Lord, if I could only get an answer for this, and Lord, if you could only help me with this, and Lord, if I just don't know what to do, if life would just get better, Lord, I'm just waiting on the answer. I'm just waiting for you. And so I was literally thinking, oftentimes we say that, but we really don't mean it. Because here's the thing that I've been thinking about lately. I have been afforded the opportunity to be in some absolutely phenomenal spaces this year. And so, sometimes when we're asking God to change our lives, and we're looking for change, and we're trying to figure out what to do in life. And so oftentimes it's not that the answer is not there. We're not in the rooms and the spaces to hear the answer that God has for us. It's not that the answer is not there. It's not that God is not talking. Literally, it's we have chosen not to be in the spaces and the places that God has called us to and made available to us. So I have had the opportunity. I just started reflecting. I've had the opportunity to be in some really great spaces this year. Just with some phenomenal people. Uplift Her Leadership Summit with Prophetess Candace Jones, and been in the space where Prophetess Davina Jeter, Behind the Mask, recently moved the Empowerment Summit with Apostle Dr. Latrice Williams, and now Pray 365. And so this past weekend, oh my God, Higher Ground in Greensboro, High Point, North Carolina. And so, y'all, I have been in some spaces this year where literally, if you just show up, God will do the transforming. If you just decide to show up, but you have to make a decision. You have to make a decision. So I just wanted to put that out there. It's not that God is not answering your prayers. It's just that sometimes you're not in the place to hear the prayers to be answered. And so, as we're coming into this space on tonight, I wanted to drop something on you, and we're gonna talk a little bit more about the room later. So, okay, so pay attention to life. Pay attention to your life. Pay attention to all the stuff that happens around you, because I always say everything that happens in the natural has spiritual connotation. So pay attention to what's happening around you. So literally, God is He's always speaking. He's always giving you answers, always giving you clarity. We just have to pay attention and have to listen, right? So okay, so here's the thing. I'm getting dressed this morning. Normal morning, no big deal. Getting dressed, things are going as usual. The morning prep, and so all of a sudden the lights go out. The lights went out. The lights went out, and so I'm sitting in the room, and I'm like, hold up, wait a minute. The lights are out. Why? Why? What in the world? What happened? What happened to make the lights go out? So the room is dark. The bedroom is dark, and so I'm in the bathroom. I'm looking in the bathroom like, okay, but the lights are not out in the bathroom. And so, looking down the hall, the lights are not out in my mom's room. The lights not out in Logan's area, and the lights are not. So the lights are only out in the space that I'm in. The lights were only out in the space where I get dressed, the space where I rest, the space where I get ready for the day. And so I had to sit there for a minute, and I was like, okay, don't trip. Let me see. Let me make sure, it's not something going on. So I'm walking around looking. No, the lights are out. Lights are on in the closet, lights are on in the bathroom. So same house, same floor, but the lights are only out in the space where I get dressed. The lights are only out in the space where I'm getting ready for the day. The lights are only out in the space where I take the time to rest, right? So y'all know I had to sit down and think about that thing. So I was like, nope, don't panic, don't trip, calm down. You still need to get dressed for the day. You still need to get ready for the day. So I immediately sat down. I was like, okay, what you doing? What's the lesson? What we talking about? Because I know, God, I know it's something you trying to say. So here it is. So I'm sitting there and I'm literally thinking, okay, girl, still you need to still get dressed, but what's this lesson? What am I supposed to be learning in this moment? So what happened was I sat there in the dark and I was like, okay, let me see. There's light over here. There's light over there. There's light down there. But something in this space has caused the light to go out. So what I did was I called my husband. I was like, hey, the lights are out in the bedroom. He was like, what? Lights out in the bedroom? Yeah, lights are in the bedroom. And so he gave me instructions. So he gave me instructions. We'll go downstairs, go to the garage, check the circuit breaker, this and the other. I was like, okay, I will eventually. And so I sat there. I had to ponder this thing. I had to sit and I had to think about this is sometimes what happens in our life. Sometimes we can be going along our way, we can be moving things are fine, and all of a sudden the power goes out in a certain area of your life. The power goes out in your finances. The power goes out in your health. The power goes out in your relationship. The power goes out on your job. The power goes out in your ministry. And you're looking around and saying, okay, it must be a blackout somewhere. No, it ain't everybody. It's just you. Your power is the only one that's going out. You the only one sitting in the dark. So here is the thing. Sometimes when we sit in the dark, we get upset and it's like, man, it's one thing after the other. Now, I could have chosen to be upset. I could have chosen to say, all right, here we go. Guess how this that. I guess this they gonna go like this. But I literally had to sit there and go, hold up. Hold up. Let me sit here and think about this thing. Now the power is out just in this particular space, not in the whole house. And so sometimes we will take it upon ourselves to say and take on, I guess today just gonna be a bad day. Girl, you just put a run in your stocking. It ain't the whole day. So be mindful of how you speak about your day. Just because of one little incident, just because of a few moments out of your day, it was simple. All I had to do was follow the instructions that I had been given, go down there, check the circuit breaker, and that's it, Robert. Reset. Reset. We're almost at the end of 2025. For some of y'all, your power has been out for a long time. And you've been walking around in the dark. You've been fishing in the dark. You've been trying to progress in the dark. You've been trying to make ways in the dark. You've been trying to make decisions in the dark. And literally, God will say, would you just stop and reset? Just stop and reset. Stop and reset. Now, everybody else in the house is getting dressed. Everybody else doing their thing. I'm like, okay, are we going to sit here and trip? Are we going to find out what's going on? So the thing that really got to me was, even in the dark, I had to know who to call. I had to know who to call. So it was either I could sit there and be like, okay, what am I supposed to do? I could panic. I could try to figure it out on my own. But there was somebody who I could call on to say, hey, this is what I'm in the dark. Can you help me out? Can you help me out? Our issue is we will use the dark. We will use the fact that the power has gone out and the dark spots in our lives to sit and do absolutely nothing. Some of us, we welcome it because it gives us an excuse not to move forward. It gives us an excuse not to move on with that assignment. Well, I would do it, but I can't see. It's too dark. And so I wanted to drop this here to you tonight. I had to stop, figure out who to call to get some instructions on how to turn my power back on. How to turn the power back on. It wasn't that it wasn't right, it was out completely. It was just for a moment. It was just dark for a moment. Not dark for the whole day, not dark for the rest of the month, not dark for the rest of the week, not dark for the rest of the year, just for a moment. Just for a moment. But I had to know who to call on. And not only that, I had to be able to sit and receive and hear the instructions in order to reset to get my power turned back on. Stop panicking about the power. Stop panicking about the power. So after he told me what to do, the other part that really got to me, y'all, I had to make a decision. Now I could sit here and hold on to the instructions and not use them, or I could get up, go downstairs, go out into the garage, and actually do what I was told to do. Either way, a decision had to be made. So if you feel like you're sitting in the dark, if you feel like it's a dark time in your life, it's not over. You just need to make up your mind that you're going to make a decision. But here's the thing. I could have sent somebody else to say, hey, can you go downstairs, go to the garage and turn on the circuit breaker, do the circuit breaker thing to turn the light on for me? No, the instructions weren't given to anybody else. The instructions were given to me. They were given to me. So here's the other part. Stop sending other people to do what God has called you to do. Because you're scared of the dark. I could have sent my mama downstairs. I don't know if she would have went or not. She probably would because it's her baby. I know who else would have gone down there, but I wasn't gonna send him. The whole house would have been out, lights all over the house. But I had to make a decision. So all of us at some point in life, you are going to hit a rough patch at some point in life. But you have to make a decision. Do you stay in the dark, or do you do what's necessary for you to see again? That's it. God is like, no, I need you to do it. I talked specifically to you. And so we get so comfortable because we get to hide behind certain people. We get to hide behind people who we feel like are more popular than us. We get to hide behind people who we feel like are more, they have more anointing than us. We get to hide behind people and we get comfortable doing it. And God is saying, no, I'm exposing you. You can't hide anymore. I'm exposing you. Come out the dark. Make a decision. I've given you instructions to reset your life. I've given you instructions to help you get out of the dark, but you've got to make the effort. Again, I could have sent somebody else to do it, but no, the instructions were given to me. The instructions have been given to you, but you have to make the effort. All I had to do, and y'all, it wasn't even hard. I mean, it's not that I hadn't done it before. It wasn't even hard. Go down, open up the box, flip the switch. That's it. Lights back on. No problem. No biggie. So I was sitting there and I was thinking, now, what if the whole house had been out? Thankfully, it wouldn't. So, the circuit breaker's down in the garage, right? So I'm like, well, how would I have gotten through the darkness to get to the circuit breaker? Like, how do I go through the dark moments in life? First of all, I would have still been able to hear. So I would have gone through the dark spots in life or walked through the house because I'm listening to the instructions. Whose instructions are you listening to help you get through these dark spots and these dark seasons in life? Who are you calling for help? Whose voice are you listening to? And so literally, I'm thinking now, I had to be able to trust that my husband was going to tell me the right thing to do. Who are you trusting in the darkness of life? Who are you trusting when things don't seem like they're going well? Who are you trusting? Whose voice are you listening to? Whose voice do you think takes precedence in your life? Whose voice is helping you get out of some sticky situations? So literally, I started thinking about this thing. Before we hit 2026, take some time, do some reflecting. What areas is the power out in your life? What areas is the power out in your life? Again, is it your ministry? You walking around in the dark? Is it your finances? Is it your relationship? Is it your marriage? What about work? You think it's everybody else, but no. I looked around the house again. It was like, no, the power's on over there. The power on down there. The power on down there. Oh, it's just where I am. Oh, okay. I need to reset. Got it. And so I started thinking. And I started thinking about life, and I started thinking about from a spiritual aspect of how do we get through these dark spots in life? How do we get through these dark places in life? And so I literally what hit me was Psalm 27. Psalm 27:1. I want to read from the Living Bible. It says, "The Lord is my light and my salvation. He protects me from danger. Whom shall I fear?" That's how you're going to get through these seasons. That's how we're going to get through these seasons as in this country. The Lord is my light. Lord, it looks like it's just getting darker and darker all around us. How are we going to get through this? Turn on the light. Access the light that you have. The Lord is my light and my salvation. Whom shall I fear? He protects me from danger. Whom shall I fear? Who shall I be afraid? That's how you're going to get through. The Lord is my light and my salvation. He protects me from danger. Whom shall I fear? Whom shall I fear? Whom shall I fear? So take some time to reflect. What areas in your life you feel like, man, this ain't working? What areas in your life you feel like there are dark, there's darkness looming? It's not that you can't see again. You just have to make a decision. Who you going to call? Who's going to help you get through these decisions and through this situation and through this time in life? Who are you going to call? Who are the trusted voices that God has assigned to you that you may not even be listening to? Or are you just going to sit in the dark and whine? You're going to sit in the dark and cry about how dark it is. When literally there's light. Y'all, I was sitting there. There's light. There was light all around me. There's light all around me. I had to make a decision. Either I'm going to stay in this dark room or I'm going to get up and listen to the instructions so I can turn the lights back on so that I can see. Because I got places to go. I got things to do. I ain't got time to be sitting in the dark. The dark place. The place where I get dressed. The dark place was the place where I lay my head. The place where I get rest. The dark place. He tried to come for the dark place. He tried to come for the place I lay my head. He tried to come for the place where I get dressed. But what he didn't know was that I know who to call on. What he didn't know, I'm talking about the devil, in case y'all didn't know. What he didn't know was that I realized, wait a minute, it ain't completely dark. This just a part of it. This just a section of the house. It ain't completely dark. And even if it was, I still had options. Listen to the voice of God, even when it seems like it's dark in your life. Know those trusted voices that God has assigned to your life. But you got to make an effort. You got to make an effort. Find out where's the circuit breaker in your life? Where's the circuit breaker in your life? Where are you going to go to even press the reset button? Where are you going to go? You going to seek yourself? Where are you going to go? Where is the circuit breaker in your life? Where that little box thing at in your life? With all the little switches and all that stuff in it. Where is that in your life? Is it around the people who's experiencing the same darkness as you? Where is it? Or is it in the rooms that God is calling you to? Is it in the spaces and the places that God is calling you to? Some of y'all need a reset because you're walking around in the dark. Powerless. And you want to make it seem like it's everybody else. It ain't everybody else. Take heed to the instructions. Take heed to the instructions. Flip the switch. Before you hit the 2026, flip the switch. Reset. Don't wait till you get to December 31st and reset. Don't wait till you get to January 1st and reset. You already into the new year, buddy. Take the opportunity now. Reset. For some of y'all, you've been sitting in the dark for a long time. Fumbling, tripping over stuff, and then getting mad because you hurt. Then getting mad because you done hurt yourself. You done pulled something done fell out. Literally, God is like, all you got to do is get into the space that I called you to. I provided a whole circuit breaker for you. You know how the circuit breaker has different compartments? Like it's not just one big switch. Like you have a switch for this, a button for this, a switch for this, a switch for whatever it is, whatever area that you are experiencing darkness in your life, God is like, there's a switch for that. Oh, that can be reset. All you got to do is make the effort. Start. That's it. All you got to do is make the effort. All you got to do is make the effort. How am I going to find my way through this dark season? The Lord is my light and my salvation. What am I going to do? Because it looks like everybody else is experiencing light, but me, I'm the only one experiencing darkness. Go to where the light is. Now, okay, this just came to my mind. So I'm sitting in the room, right? So there's light in the bathroom, there's light in the closet, there's light down the hall. It would have looked really foolish for me to sit there and cry and tell me, I can't see no light. Where I'm gonna go? Go to where the light is. Some of us choose to sit in the darkness because, again, it gives us a reason not to do better. Are you choosing the darkness? Because now you have an excuse not to do better? There's light all around you. Get connected to it. Go where the light is. Get into the spaces and the places where the light is. Stop complaining. I just don't know what to do. No, you're right. You don't know what to do because you ain't in the spaces and places to hear what you need to do. So again, I really sat down and I was thinking, I could have allowed that thing to irritate me. I went on and had a pretty good day. But I was determined. Let me call somebody who knows how to reset the power. Woo, that's a whole word right there. Let me contact the one who knows how to reset the power. Let me call on the one who knows how to reset the power. Let me call on the one who knows the instructions to give me as to how to reset the power. Now, I could have taken the instructions and sat there. Let me go ahead and make the effort. Let me go ahead and follow the instructions. Let me go ahead and practice being obedient, even in the dark. Even in the dark. So listen, again, I wanted to share this with you as for those who are just coming in and just came on. I was sharing earlier. I have been afforded the opportunity to be in some phenomenal spaces this year. Phenomenal spaces this year. That's how I got through this year. That's how I'm getting through this year. Some friends and I, we were talking sometimes, and as a friend of mine, we were texting back and forth, and she was like, "Girl, people are really in an uproar. People are like really panicking about stuff." And I was like, "Yeah, it's not that you're not concerned." And so I was like, "Girl, guess who ain't panicking? Guess who ain't flipping out? The people who reading the instructions, the people who picking up the manual, the people who are sitting in spaces and places, the people who are showing up for prayer time." The people who having their own, not just showing up for corporate prayer time, but their personal prayer time. The people who showing up for Bible study. The people who showing up for corporate worship, not just corporate worship, but the people who sitting in your car and you just clapping and hallelujah all by yourself. Them the people who ain't panicking. Because we refuse to let the darkness take over the light. Can't, ain't, won't. So listen, with all that being said, I need you to get into this space. I need you to get into the room this year, November 8th, 2025. I need you to get into this another space, not the only space, but another space where literally God is handing down instructions. Handing out instructions. Take the opportunity. So I was talking to my admin team last night, and we were talking about, how people is like, and the question was like, why people wait? Why people? I said, girl, you know how we do? We want to make sure we're not invited somewhere. We want to make sure, we got the money. We want to make sure, because I get it. This is somebody's eating out money, not your grocery money, but this is somebody's eating out money. I'm gonna need you to sacrifice that eating out money just one time and get in this room. Whoa, Apostle, don't make me sing it. Come on in the room. Yeah. Come on. Woo. That took me back. Jesus is my doctor. He writes out all of my scriptures. He gives me all of my medicine in my room. Yeah. It might be some of that in the room. I don't know. Come and see. So if you have not secured your seat, go ahead and secure your seat today. Some people have sewn some seats, and I'm so grateful for that. If you have not secured your seat, script. She didn't say prescriptions. Y'all know that lady said he rides out all of my scriptions. It's only up until when we got like real educated that we started. Y'all don't. Okay, you don't took me down a whole rabbit hole. Don't throw them songs away. Do not throw them songs and them hymns away. What a friend we have in Jesus. All our sins and griefs about. What a privilege it is to carry everything to God in prayer. Don't y'all throw them songs away. Shine on me, oh Lord. Shine. Don't throw them songs away. Let the light from the lighthouse shine. Ooh, maybe we should do a throwback. I think we should. Somebody help me put that together. A good hymn? Woo! You talking about I didn't understand it then. Like a lot of those songs I didn't understand then, but now them songs hit differently. Them songs hit differently. Them the songs that you would hear. He said, "Come back." You took me there. Them songs that you would hear in the kitchen, somebody in the kitchen singing, rocking back and forth, or they start humming. Them feet going tapping on. Okay, I'm coming back. But y'all, don't throw them songs away. Woo! Don't throw them songs away. Don't throw them songs away. So listen, get in this room, get in this space. Some phenomenal people are going to be there. And most importantly, God is already there. He's just waiting for us to show up. Waiting for us to show up. Waiting for us to show up. So this year, thriving in the ring of life. Thriving in the ring of life. And so we often know that sometimes life can throw some blows. Life can throw some blows. But here she go, a charge to keep our hair. Okay. All right. I'm back. He's a battle axe in a time. Somebody get me a revival going. Okay, well, like an old tent. I'm talking about the tent revival. Like you outside and the whole neighborhood can hear you. Okay, I'm back. So get in this space. I've kept I've kept registration open, early registration open, just keeping it open to the 15th of October. After the 15th of October, we've been gracious. We've been kind. You already know what's going to happen. So get in while you can get in. Again, if you cannot make it, life happens, things, anything, whatever. Sow a seed. Send somebody else. Oh, like this past month in Bible study, we have gone like I had to put some throwbacks in there. Put the throwbacks in there. Sometimes that thing gets through your bones. And then when you like, okay, I'm veering off, but it's necessary. Like testimony service. Woo! Somebody get to shouting because they realize how good God done been to them. Yeah, we gotta bring that back. So get into this space on November 8th. Put it on your calendar. November 8th, 2025. Again, if you cannot come, but I think you can, sacrifice your eating out money. Just say one time. Sacrifice your eating out money. Okay. You're not too busy. It's not too far. You know what we say, we go where we want to go. We do what we want to do. So literally, God has given us time and tools. So make it your business to be in this space November the 8th. It's coming up real soon. We're already in October. So, again, make it your business. Find your circuit breaker. Find those places where God is putting you to, where you can flip that switch and reset before this new year gets here. All right. We cool? Cool. Thank y'all for joining me in the room as always on tonight. Share this with somebody. Go ahead and like, love, and subscribe to our YouTube channel, LSC Ministries. So again, I love you. I pray that you have a great rest of the week. Y'all, tomorrow is Friday. All day. Hey, 5 a.m. Friday 365, Holy Disruptors going on. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. 5 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So again, don't want to hear about, well, I don't know what to do. God ain't speaking. He is. He is. You just got to be in the place to hear him. So many things are going on. So many things are going on. And so again, you can take a look at my social media pages, sharing some things, you know, get in the spaces, y'all. We like to complain about, we complain about what? Just everything. God is like, oh, you can't be talking to me. Can't be talking to me because I told you to go over there. But God, why? Nope, can't be talking. Nope. Because remember that opportunity I gave you over there? I even gave somebody, I let somebody give you a seat. You still didn't show up. Okay, so love you guys. Love you. Mean it. Have a great evening. Again, don't be walking around in the dark. Listen to the instructions. Find a circuit breaker and reset. Don't get somebody else to do it. He's talking to you. Have a great evening, and y'all be safe out here in these Jesus streets. Good night, everybody.